Hey everyone, my name is Noble Absinthe, and welcome back to my Samurai Jack retrospective. Today we're on Season 4, Episode 9, or Episode 48, Jack vs. Aku. Let's get started. Great episode title. It's honest and gets right to the point, right? Well, actually no. We start the episode off with the best meme from Samurai Jack.
Like a large what? Huh? Extra thick! Extra thick! Extra thick! 30 minutes, oh, it's free. Excellent!
And yeah, it's not a pizza delivery or a booty call. It's actually mercenary delivery. He wants it.
Extra thick!
But yeah, the core of this episode, or at least the driving force of it, is that mercenary after mercenary fail, and Aku is just sick and tired of it. I mean, he just witnessed an entire army die for like no reason. This is like a really real moment. No words, just... I cannot believe the incompetence. Like, just Aku's mouth just drops. Like, I just witnessed like an army of like thousands just kill themselves before they can even meet their enemy. What are you all, stupid? You just eat stupid pills? You're all robots, you have no digestion. What's going on here? Pure incompetence.
Stupid bounty hunters!
So Aku cuts all the crap and just gets real with Jack for a moment. He tells him he's not going to be doing the old song and dance. You know, the song and dance is Jack will swing his sword, Aku will flee saying, "I'll be back." And in a week, they'll just do it all again. And even Jack just looks at his sword and is like, really? That's what happens? He just wants Jack dead, so he challenges him to a one-on-one fight. No strings attached and no sword. That's bullshit. You know, isn't the whole line about no strings attached meaning that there should be like no bullshit? Like there's nothing there? But saying that you're like, oh, I want to fight you fairly, one-on-one, nothing else but our fists. But isn't that like a string? Doesn't that imply that there's rules and structure to it? I get the idea behind the sentiment, no strings attached, essentially saying that, yeah, we're going to be fighting as fair as we possibly can, no cheating. But like, that's like a stipulation. That's a string that holds this thing together. It's kind of like saying, you know, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Well, why would you want a cake and not eat it? It's just sort of dumb. Maybe I'm overthinking the line, but I've always kind of had a problem with it. Jack decides to have 3 conditions for Aku to follow, which is also bullshit because Aku is a cheating piece of crap. The 3 conditions are: 1, no superhuman power; 2, no evil minions to assist him; and 3, no shapeshifting. He must come in human form.
The last one was a 2-part.
The conditions are accepted, I guess, and they will fight when the sun rises on the ruins at the Valley of the Corpses. That is a terrible name. Then stuff gets like real again when Jack tries to remember where that is. You know,
I can give you a ride if you...
I will find it!
the sun rises and Jack is actually at the location. He hides his sword under a rock, and Aku appears in human form. At least he looks like normal size. If I was Aku, I'd be like, ah, yes, I have to appear in human form. You didn't say I couldn't be 13 feet high, or at least like the maximum height that people could grow up to at that age, or like a little bit above that. But no, he appears around the same size as Jack. Now the fight actually begins. Aku charges in with some very poor punches. Jack keeps up a very nice guard. He uses his terrain, throws in some good combinations, but this wouldn't be Samurai Jack without some convoluted kung fu nonsense. The fight has this very on and off again pace where Jack is slowly realizing Aku is subtly cheating. First was the superhuman strength, and you can see where the pattern would continue. The 3 conditions Jack made are just not going to be upheld at all. I mean, Aku is basically just that one friend trying to find a loophole around the rules just to have his way. Jack really doesn't mess around in this episode though, and beats Aku really badly. He beats him in hand-to-hand, and then he beats him with a stick. Oh, I'm sorry, it's a staff. Aku cheats by taking Jack's sword, but Jack knew not to trust Aku, so he hid a bunch of swords. Because he knew that you would know, that I would know, that he would know, that I would know. You know that line, that's just retarded, right? I knew that you would know, that I would know, that you would know, that I would know, that you would know, that I would know. You're just a bunch of assholes. You know what I'm trying to get to.
Because I knew that you knew that I knew that you knew that I knew you would cheat.
So yeah, the episode basically ends how Aku predicted it. Jack takes his sword, swings once, and Aku says, "I'll be back." Basically just repeating the cycle indefinitely. This episode was kind of fun and reminds me of my relationship with one of my friends, where we'd want to fight honorably, but there's always a mental mind game. There's a mental gymnastics, if you will. I have to assume that there's a possibility of him cheating or loophole hunting, but I'll cheat only when he does. Now, assuming how he would cheat, if he does A, I'll do X. If he does B, I'll do Y. Perhaps he's doing this intentionally or unintentionally. Then I would look like the cheater, or maybe I'm being overly sensitive. Maybe this is all paranoia, but I mean, we are dealing with the shape-shifting master of darkness.
I, Aku, the shape-shifting master of darkness.
This episode really brings to light the fourth wall breakingness of Aku. He doesn't shatter the fourth wall entirely, but brings up good points about the infinite cycle of wasting each other's time. Jack can't beat Aku because he runs away, and Aku can't beat Jack because of that sword. It's an interesting dynamic, and this episode gives a little bit of character development to Aku. When even forced to play fairly, even when he himself says, "I want to play fairly," his ego will always get in the way. But he is willing to play fair to a certain point, but then sneak in some cheats. Everything is a game to him, and he's extremely childish. He just can't man up and face Jack for real. There's always some specific nonsense to try, and this is all because Aku knows that he's nothing without his overpowered powers. It's episodes like these that make me actually like how comically evil and childish Aku is. Honestly, if I had the choice, I would retcon Aku dying at all. Just having these two fight on a regular basis would be good enough for me. Great things have to come to an end eventually. Great episode, interesting pacing, and Jack beating Aku with a stick. It's all awesome. Well, thank you guys for watching. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like the video, subscribe, comment. I do read all of them. And check out my Patreon if you're so inclined. All that good stuff. That being said, have a good day.